Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're at the LSU Rural Life Museum here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And what it is a very extensive and large collection of 18th, 19th century artifacts, buildings, and lots of agricultural history, machines, equipment, all that stuff. So hope you enjoy it. Let's go ahead and jump in and take a look and see what we can get into today. Hope you enjoy it, guys. Yeah, nestled here in, like, right off the interstate, right off of I-10 here in Baton Rouge is, it's called two different things. It's called like the Burden Museum. It's mostly more widely known as the LSU Rural Life Museum, and also Windrush Gardens. Very extensive gardens to be seen and walk around here. It's like 5 miles worth of walking you can do here, which we're not going to do today. All that, but we'll definitely take glimpses of some of the gardens. But I just wanted to take a look at the agricultural artifacts, I guess, if you want to call them, that, and then also some of the old, as you can see, I'll scan here, some of the old buildings from the 18th, 19th century Louisiana, and I thought it'd be really cool. So I just wanted to come and take a look and see what we can get into. I'm gonna just kind of graze around here, and if I see something of interest, I'll just stop and look at it. This is an old barn from 1845, log barn. It's from Sabine Parish. Now this is a collection. Before we get into it, it's not these buildings that we're about to see. They're not original to this plot of land here. They're from all over the state, North and South Louisiana. So yeah, just thought I'd take another beautiful day to do something outdoors. And a friend of mine suggested this place to me and said I should come and check it out. And there's a lot of cool things to see. I love this kind of stuff. You know, when I was a kid, we used to come on field trips, not to this place, but places kind of like this. And it's almost like as a kid, you don't appreciate it as much, you know? And you grow up and you understand more of it. You can appreciate more of it. It makes a lot more sense, and it means more to us, or at least people, to me at least. Haven't seen the plaque for this building yet. The person at the front desk said that each building has a plaque on it. These old beds in here. Old crib too. One thing I've taken note of when vlogging old places over the last few months is that beds in particular were really very basic back then, and usually stuffed with things like moss and maybe hay and things like that. Makes you take for granted the quality of beds we have these days, or that are available, I should say. Wow, cool red cabinet there. Can't walk in these rooms, as you can see they're chained off. Very cool day in the life, almost like a still shot of life in those times. Oh, here's a plaque. The Dog Trot House, 1863. That was during the Civil War. Building began in 1863, but was not completed until the late 1860s. The house consists of 2 rooms connected by an open breezeway or dog trot under a common roof. Typically, one room was used for cooking and the other room was used as a bedroom. The house was occupied by members of the Neal family until 1976. Wow. So basically 46 years ago, this was still being lived in. I mean, it looks like it's in great shape. couldn't see why they wouldn't want to live in there until it was maybe uninhabitable anymore. It's a grinding stone right here. That's neat. But yeah, like I said, guys, I just want to come and take a look. As you can imagine, I get ideas for vlogs all the time. I have a list full of them. I have friends who suggest certain places all the time, like this place. A friend of mine suggested this one to me. And you got to kind of feel out day to day what, you know, which vlog you can do, of course, depending on where it is and if you have to travel and all that, and other things like, you know, weather permitting and all that. And so today was a great day. Is this an outhouse? Maybe not. I can't see in there too well, but it does not look like an outhouse on the inside. And so the weather was gorgeous today. And I said, you know what a better day to do something like this than today. It's like another house. There's a bird in here on that pot in the middle of the beds. Oh, look at the size of that fireplace. Ooh, man. And the weather's perfect. It's like yesterday, basically. Did another vlog yesterday at Rosedown Plantation, and it was just gorgeous weather to do something like that. Walk around a plantation and see beautiful gardens and trees and all that. And I wanted to take advantage of the weather again today. That old bell. Oh, here's a plaque over here. Let's see. Stoner Athens House, circa 1840. Wow. This is like 25 years older than the other one we looked at. According to local history, this log cabin was used as a way station for the stagecoaches from Greensburg, Louisiana, and Liberty, Mississippi to Baton Rouge, and was later used as a schoolhouse circa 1890. Very cool. I don't know how much preservation's gone into, or renovation, I can't talk again. Renovating or any of that has occurred with these buildings, or if they've just been very well taken care of. I'm sure it's a little bit of both. Oh look, I think I learned what this is a few weeks ago, but I think this is a sugarcane mill. If you watch my Magnolia Mound Plantation vlog, we looked at one of these. Very cool. See, I'm learning history by doing this YouTube channel. Learning a lot. I really have learned a lot. That's no joke. I'll be in conversation sometimes talking about things, and I'll know things about things because of research I've done with my channel. Looks like there used to be a sign right there, but I can't tell what it is here. There's a fireplace there, so they used it for some type of burning or cooking. As you can see, the wood fire pit in there. And the logs for burning, obviously. That's interesting. Oh, this is a jail. This is cool. Circa 1850. That's them disassembling it in 2002. I guess to transport it. Let's go take a look at this. That's 4-inch thick walls for the imprisoned, if you want to call it that. Cannon heater, U.S. Army. That's super cool. You know, that thing's made out of straight steel. And check this stuff out. Got some chains and ball and chain there. Just like the movies, huh? Like an old dungeon or something. This is where they would keep both freed people, like, you know, regular civilians, and also the enslaved people. If they were ever arrested, they would be kept in here. There's steel bars in this window here, as you can see. Wow. And there's the pot down there to basically take care of your needs while you're in jail. This is cool. I'm looking around this place. I'm trying to keep a good steady pace here for you guys. There's a lot to see. I don't want to be the one that gets in trouble though. Let's see. Trying to make it. Go off here. Oh. It's louder than I thought it was gonna be. That's awesome. Look at this engine here. Farquhar steam engine boiler, circa 1915. Wow. That's heavy duty right there. This might have been a stack, a smokestack for an engine or something. What do you guys think? Here's another bell. I don't think I can ring that one though. Let's see what this is. Romeville Post Office. Oh, that's cool. 1889. Post office was originally located at Colombe in St. James Parish from 1889 to 1915. When it was discontinued, it was later renamed Romeville Post Office in 1917. Around 1900, post offices were separated from commissaries and became individual buildings. That's them moving it in 2002. Wow. Looks like something that would be at a post office, huh? Almost like a ticket window or something. Wow, an old mailbox. Big mailbox. A scale. In olden days, scale to price your shipment based by weight. Imagine that, huh? Wonder what that is. Like a packaging table of some type or something. And a register. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. Here's the backside of that steam engine. You put all the coal in there, or wood. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I know it's not Disneyland by any means, but commissary, 1850. Commissary was first used as a storehouse for the plantation. Around 1900, it became a general store and post office that served not only the plantation population, but also the surrounding community. It was moved to the Rural Life Museum in 1972. There's the original location in Wellham Plantation. Wow, this is cool, man. Like an old general store. Dang, this is cool stuff here. My favorite one so far. Really like going back in time. This old register here. That thing is solid. Another scale here. I think that's a scale also. Some old syrup containers there. Lanterns. It really was like a general store, huh? You kind of get a little bit of everything. This is neat. It's like another ticket window or something, huh? Post office ticket window like we saw a while ago. Dang. I don't know what that was used for. The old saws hanging from the ceiling. Man, this is interesting. Looks like another bird house right there. Been seeing a couple of those in different vlogs of mine, haven't we? The dove cote and also the pigeoniere that we saw in another vlog. Mound Place pigeon cote. So we saw a dove cote yesterday, and it's a pigeon cote. It's like 1890. Pigeoniers were, or pigeonniers, were built to house pigeons, a valuable source of food and fertilizer. French colonists brought the tradition of the pigeonier from their native country where it was considered a status symbol. In Louisiana, plantation owners placed these decorative buildings in the landscape to enhance their plantation houses. I never heard it put that way, that it was just used as a status symbol. I thought it was more out of necessity. Of course, I've only seen a couple of these things, so I don't know too much about them, really. Originally built as a slave cabin. That's interesting. This building was later converted into the kitchen for the overseer's house. Its use as a schoolhouse began in the late 1800s and continued into the 1930s. Structure was moved to the museum from Wellham Plantation in 1971. This is its original location there. There's another grinding stone. From what I've learned. Oh, interesting. Definitely looks like a schoolhouse. I guess I can walk around here. Old desks. I don't know about you guys, but it's hard to describe that old smell. But I'm sure you guys can smell this just by looking at it. But I've loved that. I've always thought that was the coolest. Not the coolest, but a warm feeling I'd get from smelling. As silly as it sounds, I know, but you know, like growing up in South Louisiana, there's a lot of old Cajun houses, and you know, that people live in still today, and it has that smell to it. And it's just I don't know if it's the cypress wood or the cedar or whatever they used to build them, or whatever it is, maybe a combination of a bunch of things, but I just love that old smell. It's very comforting. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, so this building went from being a slave cabin to a schoolhouse. Those old desks. And out we go on the other side. I'm trying to stay on track and not miss anything. Everything kind of goes in loops here. Like there's a section, another grinding stone. Guess you tie your horse up right there, huh? I call that a grinding stone. I don't know those things, you know, I don't know all these things that well. I'm educating myself as I go along, so I don't want to sound like an idiot if I'm calling things the wrong things. Overseer's house, 1835. The walls originally were constructed of fuselage, a mixture of mud and moss, so we've seen that before, but this was later changed to plaster over wooden lathes. Upon relocation of its current site, the front wall was changed to briquette entrepotteau, brick between posts. I don't know what that is. Looks like one of those shoe fly things that they would have. You would pull the rope and swing it and sway it to blow the flies away. Don't know if that's what it is here, but there's mosquito netting over these beds. Can't really see too much into that back bedroom. I can't walk past this point here because it's gated off, but you know, one thing I'm intrigued about, and I've thought about it a couple times as I've vlogged places that are places where, you know, slaves worked and all that, and where they were owned and kept. And what's intrigued me is the aspect of the overseers, or the managers is what I guess they also called them, which is just a churched up way, you know, title for calling them overseers, which not getting too much into that, but I wonder if overseers were, you know, treated like if the position was for somebody that was kind of you know, like, was it like a prestigious position? Like if you were overseer on the plantation, were you treated or regarded as like, whoa, he's a big deal, he's an overseer? Or if it was kind of like, well, like a bottom of the barrel job to have, you know, if it was a kind of job where it's like nobody wanted it, or let's go over here, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Smokehouse, 1930. Originally a train depot at LSU's Alex Box Stadium, wow, where students boarded the train to New Orleans. It was moved to the museum in 1973 and adapted for use as a smokehouse. Smoking meat was a method of preserving pork, beef, and wild game. And for those of you who don't know, Alex Box Stadium is where LSU plays baseball. There's a chicken house. Doesn't look like we can get into it. Maybe we can. You know I'm gonna try. Yep. Not much to see, but it's cool. Little chicken coop. Got a couple buddies that raise chickens and have chicken coops. Here's a kitchen called the Bagatelle Kitchen, 1840. built in 1840 on the Bagatelle, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, plantation near Union, Louisiana. That's North Louisiana for sure. That's it. That's the plantation on the museum grounds in the 70s. And as we've learned in other vlogs, kitchens were usually kept outdoors. I say outdoors, external to the main house, just in case of the, or due to the potential dangers of fires and such. You don't want a kitchen mishap to burn down an entire plantation house, so they kept these external to the house, or detached. Detached is probably a better word than outdoors. And they always seem to have these immense fireplaces. Smells like a barbecue in here too. I'm digging it. Some of this furniture looks really old, like that chair, but they don't really elaborate on how much of this stuff is original and how much of it's not. This cool little garden. Walk through it real quick. Banana peppers. Looks like green onions. I'm trying to read the little sticks that are labeled there. What is that, guys? You guys might know better than me. Cabbage? Chinese cabbage. I never heard of Chinese cabbage before. Sick House, 1840. Slave purchases represented, I cannot read for the life of me. I need to go take a class. Large monetary investments for plantation owners. Returns on investments were possible only when the slaves were healthy and able to perform their duties. Most planters arranged for a doctor to tend to the sick on a regular basis, as well as in emergencies. Sick house. Looked like that was a tub, maybe? That wooden tub back there? It's cozy looking. Let's go look in the other door. Basically like little twin-sized beds in here. Suspended with ropes. Maybe a moss-filled mattress, mosquito netting, bed over there, like a medicine cabinet over there, crutches. Interesting. Double pen slave cabin, 1830. This two-room house is thought to be the oldest of the other Wellham plantation slave cabins because of its unusual construction. Note the 1x12-inch boards across the front. That's these right here, these planks at the house. Like all these are 1x12s. You don't see that too often, huh? The architecture style of this building is frequently referred to as saddlebag because of the two rooms straddling a single central chimney, which is shared by back-to-back fireplaces. Most slaves lived in sparsely furnished cabins. Their bedding usually consisted of a pallet of straw, corn, shucks, or moss laid on the floor and covered with a blanket or quilt. Crude chairs with seats of animal hide, woven rush, or corn shucks were the norm. Handmade tools and cooking utensils were occasionally fashioned with the items handed down by the overseer or plantation owner. Lighting devices were typically crude iron vessels designed to hold burning rush or grease. Here's the back of it. Wow, so they basically made them sleep on the floor. That's wonderful. And you have to respect what those slaves went through and dealt with back then in those days. Just minimal minimal comfort, man. Like, why couldn't they just have beds that aren't on the floor, you know? But this is how they lived, or this is an example of how some lived. We've seen different examples so far in different vlogs I've done, huh? Here's a single pin slave cabin, 1840. See, this one has a bed in it, and above off the floor bed, a little high chair there, little rugs made out of skins. This one doesn't have that 1x12 plank siding going on the outside. This one looks like it has it though. Let's see if this is another. Oh, not a slave cabin. Oh, it is a slave cabin. Okay, 1840. Man. Built in 1843. This one's a little bit more elaborate. A little bit more, not by much, but the bed's nicer. Little desk over there for hopefully schoolwork and education, that they're educated. Well, you know, it's doubtful a lot of the time, but 18th century style sugar house. That's what this is. Processed sugar. La Batterie. Oh, there goes. I'm starting at the back. La Grand, or Grande, depending on where you're coming from. With the raw sugarcane juice in there, where slacked lime was mixed in to serve as a flux for releasing impurities. And La Flambeau. Here and in La Syrup, the juice continued to boil, all the while creating more scum, which was skimmed off. As the juice cooked, it thickened and fewer impurities were released. Finally, the syrup was ready to be ladled into La Batterie, which is this. There's a big ladle right there, or a big scoop. I'm not gonna read all this. I'm trying to save time for you guys here. I'll make it too long of a vlog. But there's a chimney for heating it up. Probably, yep, you put the firewood under there. And you just, I guess it'd heat up the whole thing. That's pretty interesting. Sugar house. And this looks like a blacksmith shop. Yep, I was correct. Another grinding wheel. Blacksmith shop, 1840. It says this shop was originally a double pen slave cabin, like we looked at. I always think that blacksmith shops are the coolest because of the cool toys, the cool tools they have in here, and just how they made things back then. You know, they don't make them like that anymore with that cast iron steel. And there's an anvil. Gotta have an anvil in the blacksmith shop. How things were heated and molded with steel, you know, and hammered into form. Another anvil. That was a bigger one. Such a beautiful day. That's part of the blacksmith shop. This is probably an outhouse. Let's go see. Nope, can't open it. But yep, it's an outhouse. I think. Yep, it looks like it. There's a hole in the floor down there. See it? I don't know why they don't let you in these things. Maybe they're scared somebody will use them. Look at the church. Looks like this church has painted windows instead of stained glass windows, which is common practice for those who didn't have much of the budget to buy stained glass windows. It says College Grove Baptist Church, 1870. Huh, I was just saying that. Look, windows are painted rather than stained glass, which is a custom more economically feasible for poor congregations. I noticed that from when I was walking up. I could see the painted windows, and you can see they're obviously painted. But I think they're just as pretty. Very nice little chapel here, little church. Piano. This is the where the preacher would stand. Maybe that's for the communion right there, that container down there. Or whatever religion they practice. I think it says a Baptist church. They probably didn't do communion. Maybe more for baptism. Can't really read that. In memory of somebody. It's like a commemoration. Like names and dates. Maybe the people and their birth and death dates on. I can't read any of them, but interesting. We'll make our way back to his barn. Split Cypress Barn, 1870. Cypress. No, that cypress doesn't go bad. 1870. It's 150 years ago, and that wood's still pretty good for being as old as it is. There's the back of the barn. Another outhouse over there. Oh, like I was saying earlier, I definitely encourage you guys to come and take a look at this place if you have some time to come in. If it's a very nice day and you want to come and stroll around and see some old, nice things like this. Acadian house. I'm used to these where I live. Of course, the Baton Rouge, Lafayette area, South Louisiana. Especially Southwest Louisiana has lots of these Acadian style houses. The Acadian style house, Arcadian house, was constructed on museum property in 1975. So this might be a replica. Sounds like it. Lots of Acadian style houses. People still build, like these days, Acadian style houses to live in. Where I live, like in the Lafayette, Cajun area of Louisiana, Acadiana area, region, whatever you want to call it. Shotgun house, circa 1880. This shotgun house is from Tally Ho Plantation in the Bayou Gula area and typical of the style built after Reconstruction in 1877 for the sharecroppers and tenant farmers. The term shotgun refers to a building that is one room wide and several rooms deep, with all the doors aligned. What is that? What to do? Clothes in? Laundry? Looks like it. Another desk. Ironing board. That's pretty cool. Baby crib. Another room back there. Can't really see what it is, but looks like maybe a... Can't tell what's back there. He's walking up to the cemetery now. It's a reproduction. A nice entry archway right there. Very rudimentary looking cemetery, huh? But I guess that's how it was back then. If you lived in poverty state, if you lived in a state of poverty and you lived somewhere, you know, if you had a community that didn't have much money, this is kind of how you did it. Just simple. I wonder if look at a little mausoleum back there, or I guess as you'd call it that back then, an above ground tomb, not a mausoleum, excuse me. Guess I don't need to worry about where I'm stepping too much. I don't believe anybody's buried right here. Yeah, look. Be buried in this tomb, maybe as a family. Maybe put a candle in there. Maybe a little eternal flame candle in there. I didn't look at the plaque before I looked at this one, but a spinning wheel over there. Got like this loft up at the top here. 2 lofts, one on each side. Bed, another baby carriage. And nice original flooring. Let's go see what this is. Looks like just a house, like a regular house. Got a triangle, dinner bell, pioneer cabin, mid-1800s, yeah. 5 generations of one family lived in the pioneer cabin until 1960. Wow, 5 generations. 5 generations lived in this one house. Circa 1810. This portrait of the house, the original structure, was later added to, was lived in from, I'm trying to read this, guys, I'm sorry. 5 generations. 1810, that might be the oldest building on this property. That's 213 years old. Wow, I wonder if that's, I mean, if it's really original. It doesn't say it's a replica. Very well might be the oldest here. All right, guys, let's go see some horse carriages and stuff. No, one more scan around all this stuff. Look, very, very nice. LSU's done a wonderful job taking care of these buildings and presenting them, for sure. Definitely takes you back in time. All right, let's go take a look inside. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that quiet walkthrough of the indoor area where all the carriages were and all that stuff. I figured I would just put that to music and let you guys, you know, see it without hearing my voice for a few minutes. But here's the Windrush Gardens that are part of the property here, and this is the first time I'm seeing them, just like you guys. So, well, assuming you guys haven't been here before, but I want to kind of show you some of the gardens before we took off. Big beautiful oak tree in the middle. And I enjoyed that visit, this visit today. It was very peaceful for me. I encourage anybody who, like I said earlier, anybody who wants to, you know, take advantage of a beautiful day and come walk around and see a little bit of history and culture. And I can't say it enough, especially if the weather is beautiful like this weekend. Yesterday and today have just been so nice. I don't know how far I'm walking here, so we're gonna see. I was walking down the trail and I see the garden, the sign saying the garden is over here, or the gardens are over here. Don't know how many gardens there are or anything, but guess we'll find out. Looks like we're walking up on it now after this bridge here. Let's see. Here we are, Windrush Gardens. Cool little cabin looking building right there. I don't know what that is. Oh, here's a placard right here. Hostler's House. One of Windrush Plantation's 2. Can't read that part because it's broken. Very old looking though, huh? I didn't know what to expect in these gardens, so I didn't know how elaborate they were or how big the gardens were. They're still very well landscaped though. Let's see if it goes back. I'm assuming it goes back here a little ways. Garden house, circa 1926. Looks almost like the guest house on Magnum PI. Look at these white flowers here. I don't know what that is. You guys might know more than I do. Further back you go, the prettier it gets. Really opens up. Look at that moss. That's definitely an old crepe myrtle. Both of those. That's ancient looking right there. Those have got to be very, very old crepe myrtles. Wow. I think that's really cool. That house looks really cool too. This whole courtyard surrounded by crepe myrtles. Look how old these look. These two right here. Dang. I mean, those things are as big as oak trees almost. What are these little red berry looking plants? I've seen these a few times. Maybe you guys know what those are called. Feel free to let me know, because I do not know what they are. I don't know what most plants are. I'm not a Not a plant or flower guy. I know the bare basic ones, you know. Like a magnolia or a tulip, a rose. And again, I don't know how expansive these gardens are. I just want to take a few minutes to kind of show you guys whatever it was back here. Well, look at that big, beautiful oak tree over there. Dang. You know, bring your kids and educate them a little bit. And there's like 5 miles of trails and stuff you can walk around here at the Rural Life Museum and Burden Museum, Windrush Gardens, all that. It's all part of the same thing. So with that, I'll go ahead and sign off from the beautiful fountain at the foot of the house, which is a centerpiece of Windrush Gardens at LSU Rural Life Museum. I hope you enjoyed this vlog thoroughly, guys. I really hope you did. And have a great week and the rest of your weekend. And stay tuned for more. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share with your friends, lock them in a room and make them watch all the videos. Just kidding. But I will see you guys soon. Thanks for stopping by. Goodbye, folks.